Alright guys, Georgia Jim. This is my review of the Jimy Long's 18,000s basic set. Full disclosure, I did not purchase this set. It was sent to me by Jimy. I tried to buy it. He found out, refunded me, and sent it anyway. So I made the effort, but Jimy, he's just too kind. So, and also before I get started on the review, just give you a little quick backstory. When Jimy first started making picks, he contacted a lot of the black belts from Lock Pickers United and asked us to test and evaluate his prototypes and give him feedback and evaluate things and basically just help him tweak his designs. Not so much as in we were telling him what to do, we were telling him what we liked or didn't like, and he made the changes based on that. And just to give you an idea, find it, this is his first prototype pick. And if I can get that to focus a little better. There we go. This was the very first set of picks he made versus what they are now. And there is a lot of refinement. Jimy has put tons of work into load testing these to make sure he has the strongest picks possible, that they can take lots of abuse. So Jimy has put in tons and tons of work and basically just had a bunch of guys like me and others out there tell him, oh, well, this is maybe stiff or it could be stiffer, or I found issues here or there, and he would tweak things to get what you have now. And that's how more or less my relationship with Jimy went. I'm not endorsed or paid or sponsored or anything like that. Similar to what I've been doing with Covert Instruments, where I just provided feedback and he would send stuff out to test, and so he could make the best product possible. But and I think Jimy Longs are easily one of the top picks out there. These are fantastic picks. I use them. You can go back through my older videos. I use Jimy Long picks almost exclusively. These version 4 now are full tang, while the older picks had the tang stop here at this center dot. They are now full tang. He did that to make the injection molding process better and make sure the handles and everything stay nice and straight. I feel like maybe it could just be a difference from batch to batch, but I feel like the handle plastic is harder than the older ones. This isn't soft, but this reminds me more of the resin handles that you'll get from something like Peterson. So I don't know if that's just could have been from one batch to the next or what, but I feel like these are a little bit harder handles now with the version 4. I don't know if that was intentional or what, but with this set you get three picks. You get the short flat, which is, to me, this is the bread and butter pick. This is the pick I use the most. I love this pick. I love a short flat profile. I think it's great for jiggle testing. I think it's great for majority of keyways. We have the medium round. This is my preferred pick for Medico rotations. I would use this to set the pins, and then go behind it with this and scrub the pin back and forth with the tip, similar to how people do with the Jim. I just find this profile more comfortable for me, and it makes more sense when I'm to me when I'm using it. So, and this rake is Jimy's newest offering. And just to show you guys some differences in rakes, here's a Sparrow's rake, and you can see the difference in the thickness of the shaft. The Jimy Longs has a much taller, much thicker shaft. Even down here at the bit before we start into the profile, you can see how much thicker that is. That's just giving you so much more strength in your rake. Let me find another one. I just had one out. Let's see, where did I do with it? Of course I can't find it now. There it is. All right. Here's a Peterson for comparison. The Jimy is still much thicker, even up here to the point of where the profile starts. With rakes, you'll see a lot of guys, when their rake breaks, it's breaking here or here where it actually starts and the pins are grabbing onto the rake, and they kind of snap off right there. And with Jimy's rake, with this thicker shaft, or taller shaft I should say, I was able to hit pins. When I'd feel that pin binding, I could actually lever up on it like using a hook and set pins, and I didn't have any concerns about it snapping or anything like that. So this was a really well thought out design. I'm really happy with it. Moving on to the tensioners, since these are the newest offering from Jimy, these are double-ended, very similar to the Southern Specialties style. I think these are more well done than Southern Specialties. The bends on these are much more consistent. Get that to focus. The bends are much more consistent versus something like that from the Southern Specialties set, which that does matter when it throws off. You put your finger, you're used to having your finger in a certain position and things like that when you're picking. Having it be different than the rest of your other tensioners can make a difference. It could be, some people will say that's nitpicking, but when you're picking harder stuff, little differences like that matter. The fit and finish on the smaller ends of these is much better than, say, the Southern Specialties. We can see, if I can get the light right, get that focus. Of course, that lighting is actually even worse now. Let's see. Sorry about that. You know how. Come on. All right, there you go. You can get a nice view of that rough job there they did versus something like the Jimy's, which is very well polished, very smooth. So just gives you more true contact against the keyway versus all those little rough spots here and there, little high spots. You can feel running your finger across it. It's not a consistently smooth surface. It's like pockmarked or got little potholes in it. So personally, I think these are much better done. The rounded keyway, the rounded tip on these won't scratch up or mar your keyways like the flat ends do. So little details like that matter, or at least to me. I would say these are very similar to something like the multi-pick champion tensioners for the short end use. And I would also say that the Jimy's actually has better, if I can get this to focus, I know. That I would dare say Jimy's has better finishing than the multi-pick, which is even a little bit rough here and there, you know. Multi-pick make quality stuff, but I think Jimy actually gave it that personal detail from being a one-man shop, or with just him and his son, being a small shop, giving that extra attention to detail versus something like a mass-produced tensioner like this multi-pick. But I think these are outstanding. Focus back on the products. There we go. I will say I see a lot of people, a lot of new guys trying to use tensioners like these, you know, the Southern Specialty style or the covert instruments. When they're using the double-ended, they like to try to stick it in like that and pick. And personally, and I've seen them have this issue and they complain as they're bouncing. You see, that's exactly what happens. Personally, I like to use it from the other angle and pick like that, where I'm levering with my thumb and keeping upward tension against that keyway. It keeps the tensioners from dropping. My only critiques or criticisms or concerns, which I think is a better term for this set, is it being an 18 thousandths. I'm not sure how well that's going to suit brand new pickers who haven't picked anything. I think this is a better set for someone who started out with 25,000 picks and they're looking to try out Jimmy's for the first time, or they have thinner picks already and they want to expand to something even thinner. Say they had 23,000s. Yeah, get these, move on up to the 18s. I think this is a perfectly good daily driver set for the beginner to intermediate level picker. 18,000 or even advanced, honestly. 18,000s will fit in the majority of keyways you'll come across comfortably. They're plenty strong, but knowing how a lot of new pickers will just absolutely destroy picks, I have some reservations about these. We'll see in time. Jimmy's picks, like I said, he's put untold hours of research into making his picks be able to take plenty of load and abuse. So I'm optimistic that they'll hold up just fine at 18,000s. I would have personally probably chose 23,000s for a very beginner. But if you're not the kind of person who's using excessive tension and just cranking your picks and bending your picks constantly, this set will probably outperform most factory picks at 25,000s, in my opinion, as far as being able to fit in more keyways, still provide great feedback, still be plenty strong, not bend. Like I said, I've had Jimy picks for years. Like I said, this is the very first prototype, and you see they're not bent. Let's see if I can find some older ones like these. You know, this is one of the picks I use quite a bit. I've picked black belt level locks with this. I picked an Ever Dual with one of these. So, and those take crazy amounts of tension, and I didn't tear it up. So I'm optimistic that his 18,000 set will hold up to new pickers. I just, I believe in the picks, but I also know new pickers. So that's where my reservation comes. It's not a slight against Jimy at all. His picks are fantastic. I love them. They're my pick of choice 99% of the time. But so that's my only concern, is new pickers may bend these. But everybody else, if you've already been picking, you've got your Sparrow starter set, or your Southord starter set, things like that. You've got the Covert Instruments Echelon, or I'm sorry, the Genesis set. These you're already picking and not tearing those up, then something like this will be just fine. So honestly, I would say give him a shout. Give him a shot, I should say, his shout. You can shout out to him too, though. He's on Discord and Reddit and things like that. Pretty responsive. So if you guys have any questions to him, reach out and ask him. But honestly, I think this is a great set. I got some video coming up showing where I've picked locks with him using this exact set. And you can look back through my older videos watching where I'm picking locks with his 19,000 set. And the 19,000s pick versus the 18,000s pick is negligible difference. I couldn't tell if you gave me a 19,000 and told me it was an 18 or a 20. I wouldn't know the difference. So definitely check out the new set. I do like these tensioners. I will be using these quite a bit in the future, so you can look forward to that in future videos. Now we're going to cut to the picking part of the review, so you guys can watch me go through some locks with this set, and you guys check out Jimy Longs. All right, we got a couple padlocks here. This is a American lock. I said master. This is an American 5200 bump stop, which means it's about as good as a master. It's got a master keyway. All right, so I can keep that in there. I guess I can do bottom. I prefer on this keyway to do it from the top, but there we go. Get in there. Oh yeah, key retaining. All right, and this one, the cord's not even there. We go. All right, so this is a baton, 5 standard pins. go. And I guess we'll do this to make sure that is locked. Okay. And I do have a Schlage keyway mortise cylinder here. It's got pretty flat bitting. And even though this one does have some security pins in it, they really don't come into play because of the flat bitting. And you can just take a... you're not going to do it fast for me this time? There we go. So, bitting matters with rakes. You know, the flatter the bitting, the easier they are, the more aggressive. Like on, say, this Master has some highs and lows, made it more difficult. Well, that was pretty easy on the baton with the, again, flatter bitting. So, bitting matters for rakes, guys. All right, so we got the Avis 7240. And we'll go top of the keyway. See, it's fitting nice and snug. It's not going anywhere. All right, there's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's do 1. There's our false set. 7, 6 is counter rotating. Come on, there we go. I think we got it. 4, 3, 2 is counter rotating. Come on. There we go. 1 is good. 6. That is 6 counter rotating. There we go. So there's the Avis 7240. This medium hook and 18 thousandths didn't give us any issues. And the 30 thousandths turner was nice and stable. All right, we got the Packlock 90A Pro. I'm going to use the 40 thousandths tensioner top of the keyway. All right, 7, 6, 5 is binding. 4, 3, 2, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. See, 1 is good. 2 feels good. 3, 4, 5 has got jiggle. 6. There we go. I just didn't hit 7 good. All right, so there's the 90A Pro with the deeper hook. All right. So moving on to the short hook, we have the Avis GDS here. This is a 6-pin lock with 6 ASA style barrels. Use the top of the keyway and 50 thousandths with our short hook. Let's see, 1 is binding. 2, 3, getting up under 4. Nice click on 4. 5 is binding. 6. All right, let's get back to the front. Lighten up on tension. Getting counter rotation on 1. Counter rotation on 2. 3, 4. Nothing on 5. We drop 6. One is good. 2 is good. 3, 4. Counter rotation on 5. Got a click there. 6. Counter rotating. There we go. So there's the Avis GDS with the short hook and the 50,000s turner.